Imagine this. You wake up one crisp morning, coffee in hand, ready for a normal day, only to find your driveway empty. Your car gone. Just tire marks and a crumpled yellow ticket flapping in the wind like it's mocking you. You check the ticket. Towed for blocking access. Blocking access? Your own damn driveway? The one you've parked in for 6 straight years without a single complaint? Turns out the new neighbor across the street, Karen with a perfect lawn and the Be Kind sign, decided your car was an eyesore and technically 2 inches over the property line. She didn't knock, didn't call, just dialed the tow company like she was ordering pizza. By the time you get to the impound lot, they want $480 in cash to release your own vehicle. Cash. No card. And they're closing in 20 minutes. You pay. You seethe. You drive home plotting nothing less than biblical-level pettiness. Next morning, the entire street wakes up to the sound that makes grown men reconsider their life choices. Deep. Rumbling. Earth-shaking. A 20-ton military tank, yes, actual tank, slowly rolls into your driveway like it owns the place. The kind with tracks wider than your ex's ego and a barrel that looks like it could punch holes through mountains. Neighbors start pouring out in pajamas. Phones up. Mouths open. Karen drops her watering can. It shatters. You casually step out in a bathrobe, sip your coffee, give a friendly wave, and then climb up onto the turret like it's your morning yoga spot. The tank isn't going anywhere. And neither is the message. The next morning hits different. Sun's barely up, but the whole cul-de-sac already looks like it's hosting an impromptu block party nobody RSVP'd to. Old Mr. Ahmed from 2 houses down is standing in his driveway in flip-flops and a shalwar kameez, mouth open, so wide you could park a rickshaw in it. Kids are filming vertical videos like they just discovered fire. Someone's drone is buzzing overhead, probably the same guy who always flies it too low over everyone's backyard barbecue. Karen's front door cracks open just enough for her face to appear. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, still in yesterday's live, laugh, love pajamas. She sees the tank again, like she hoped it was a fever dream, and her eyes go cartoon wide. You don't even look at her. You're too busy casually polishing the barrel with a microfiber cloth you borrowed from your mom's kitchen drawer. The kind she uses for her fancy china. Every slow circle you make with the cloth echoes louder than it should in the suddenly dead quiet street. A police jeep eventually rolls up, slow, cautious, like it's approaching a live bomb. 2 constables get out, one older with a mustache that's seen better decades, the other young and clearly regretting every life choice that led him here at 7:42 a.m. Sir, ye kia seen hai? The older one asks, voice low, almost respectful. Like he's talking to someone who might have a rocket launcher in his other pocket. You shrug. Yes, it's parking practice. Young constable glances at the tank tracks now permanently etched into your concrete driveway. Then at Karen, who's marching over now, phone already recording, voice pitched to that special frequency only entitled people can hit at dawn. This is illegal, she screeches. You can't just park a military vehicle in a residential area. I'm calling the army. The DIG. The Prime Minister if I have to. You finally look up. Smile. Not the friendly neighbor smile. The slow, I've got all day you don't smile. Ma'am. You say, loud enough for every phone camera to catch it. You called a tow truck on my personal property at 6:15 a.m. without warning. I paid 42,000 Indian rupees to get my 10-year-old Corolla back. This. You pat the cold steel affectionately. This is just me making sure nobody mistakes my driveway for public parking again. Karen's face goes from red to purple. That's harassment. Intimidation. You're terrorizing the neighborhood. The older constable rubs his mustache, looks at the tank, looks at you, looks at the growing crowd, then sighs the sigh of a man who's seen too many Monday mornings. Sir, technically, is this yours? You nod once. Registered. Insured. All paperwork in the turret if you want to see. You're bluffing slightly. The paperwork is actually inside on your dining table under a plate of parathas. But confidence is 90% of the battle. He nods slowly. And you're not planning to move it anytime soon? Not until I feel my parking rights are being respected. You reply dead calm. Karen throws her hands up. This is insane. Someone do something. Nobody moves. The young constable whispers something to a senior. The senior nods, turns back to you. Sir, just don't drive it on the road without permit. And maybe keep the main gun pointed away from the houses. You salute lazily with 2 fingers. Deal. They get back in the Jeep. Drive off. Slowly. Karen stands there fuming, recording, muttering about lawyers and HOA violations, even though your society doesn't even have an HOA. You climb down from the turret, stretch, and call out just loud enough for her and every open window to hear. By the way, Karen, next time you feel like calling a tow truck, just remember. You pat the tank one last time. I've upgraded my parking enforcement. The street stays silent for a full 5 seconds. Then someone in the back starts slow clapping. It spreads. Karen spins around, glaring at everyone, before storming back inside and slamming her door so hard the "Be kind" sign falls crooked. You pick up your coffee mug again. Still warm. Perfect start to the day. Days blurred into a surreal standoff. The tank stayed put, tracks digging deeper each time you climbed up for your morning inspection. Neighbors adapted fast. Kids started calling it the dragon in driveway number 7. Old Mr. Ahmed began bringing you chai every evening, saying it reminded him of his army days in 71. Beta, yeah, toe asli cheese high. He'd chuckle, patting the cold armor like an old friend. Karen, though? She escalated. First came the lawyer letters. Thick envelopes slid under your gate at dawn, full of words like nuisance, public endangerment, and immediate removal. You framed the best one and hung it inside the turret next to a fake certificate of pettiness. Then the news van arrived. Geo News. Airy. Even a local Rahim Yar Khan channel with a shaky drone shot that made the tank look twice as menacing. Reporters knocked politely. You gave one interview leaning against the barrel in a clean shower camise, sipping chai, saying exactly 3 sentences. Neighbor towed my car without talking to me. I towed something bigger. Lesson learned, I hope. The clip went viral. Hashtag tank neighbor trended across Punjab. Memes exploded. Your face photoshopped onto Thanos, onto Jot movies, onto old army posters with captions like Jab parking key bot ho to dil p matlina, tank p lolo. Karen tried counter PR. She did a tearful live on Facebook. We just want peace. He's terrorizing us with a weapon of war. Comments roasted her alive. Someone even started a GoFundMe titled, Help Karen buy a sense of humor. It raised 8 lakh in 2 days before she got it taken down. Week 3, things shifted. You woke to find a small white envelope taped to the tank's hatch. No stamp. Just your name in neat handwriting. Inside, a simple note. I was wrong. The tow was impulsive and unfair. I've paid the 42,000 Indian rupees back into your jazz cash. Can we talk? No cameras. Saima, not Karen. You stared at it for a long minute. Checked your phone. Notification. Jazz cash credit. Exact amount. Plus 5,000 extra labeled for the parathas Mr. Ahmed says you like. That afternoon you moved the tank. Not far. Just backed it carefully onto the empty plot behind your house that you'd bought years ago as future garage space. It still loomed over the fence line, visible enough to remind everyone, but no longer blocking your actual driveway. You walked across the street. Saima opened the door before you knocked. No phone in hand. No righteous glare. Just tired eyes and a small tray of fresh pakoray. I'm sorry, she said first. I thought I was protecting the street. I was just controlling. You nodded. I overdid the response. But you started it. A long pause. Then she almost smiled. Your tank has more personality than my lawn ever did. You both laughed, short, awkward, but real. Next morning your Corolla sat peacefully in the driveway again. The tank stayed on the back plot like a retired guard dog, still registered, still legal, still a quiet warning. Word spread. The war was over. Kids stopped filming. Drone guy found new hobbies. Mr. Ahmed kept bringing chai anyway. And Saima? Every Friday she started sending over a small dish, biryani, nahari, whatever her mom made. You sent back empty containers with thank you notes. One evening, months later, you found her watering plants at dusk. You leaned over the fence. Still got that be kind sign you asked? She glanced at it. New screws. Perfectly straight now. Still got that tank? She shot back. You grinned.
Parked.
Not forgotten. She nodded slowly.
Good.
Keeps things balanced. You raised your chai mug in a silent toast. She raised her watering can. No more toes. No more turrets. Just two neighbors who finally learned the same lesson. Sometimes the best way to protect your peace is to let the other person park their monster first. And maybe, just maybe, offer them pakoray afterward.